Hi there. It has been a hot minute since I last shared a video, so surprise. um, yeah, I thought that I would like to get back on the YouTube train. It has been a very long time since I've made a video. I think, gosh, is it almost? It can't be almost 2 years, can it? A year and a half? I want to be optimistic and say a year and a half. But yeah, so I'm back, and for today's video I wanted to show you this artist series from Tom Studio. I've had these materials for a little while now, and this was actually the first thing that I painted with them some months ago now, actually. And I figured that I would record a YouTube video whilst I was making it, and finally kind of get around to editing it and sharing it with you. And yeah, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the artist series from Tom Studio, maybe give you a little life update. I don't know if that's interesting, but yeah, so here I am. I guess I should start by talking to you about this artist series by Tom Studio. Now, you've probably seen me talk about them before. I am a brand ambassador for these guys and have been for many years now. So they came out with a series of goodies, especially for artists. Normally they do or have done fine liners, refillable fountain pens, and also this gorgeous mechanical pencil, which I just love as well. By the way, life update, I have 2 extra cats. It's important that you know that. So they released an artist series using these hand poured pigments, which are delicious, by the way. You'll see me painting with them shortly. But the fantastic thing that they have done with this artist series is actually they turn waste netting from the coasts of Cornwall in the United Kingdom into these little pans, which can be now reused and recycled. And I think that's just honestly, when I first heard that that's what they were doing, it made me a little bit emotional. I think it's great to be being part of that sort of revolution, so to speak, where we're moving towards using more refillable, reusable materials, especially as an artist. I think it's very easy to kind of get swept up by materials that are only single use, whether that's fine liner pens, the plastic pans from Watercolours. Yeah, of course you can always refill them, but I love the sense that they're taking ghost nets from the oceans and turning them into something that's useful and beautiful, and protecting our oceans is very important to me. So now onto the actual painting. These pigments, they were surprising to me at first because they were just so pigmented. Now I'm using here an Artix sketchbook, which is actually hot press paper, and I'm not really used to hot press. I'm used to cold press, so it behaved quite a lot differently to what I'm used to. So yeah, combining the use of brand new paints to a completely unknown type of paper, it did result in me kind of panicking a little bit in places, and you will see me kind of using these pigmented paints, realizing, oh wow, yeah, they're really pigmented, and ending up kind of making things too bright and panicking, and then lifting the color off. And hot press waterpaper allows you to lift color off really easily, and then yeah, there's a moment later where you see me pretty much just pour water all over this this piece and take up all the paint. And watching it back now, I do regret it a little bit. I think I was getting swept up in the moment, and I really wanted to show off how good these paints were, and I kind of ended up doubting what I was making a few times. But ultimately I did finish and make a piece that I was really happy with. But I think, as you can see here with this red toned paint, it is so bright, and they're all hand poured by the team at Tom Studio. So yeah, the pans, they can look a little bit cracked, but I think that's just a part of them being hand poured, and they're all done by a single person or a team of people, which I think is really nice. And this is my second cat. I say second cat, third cat. I still have Dusty, but this guy is Bonnet, and he's super cute and always wants to get in the way. Yeah, so I don't know whether, I mean, if you'd like me to give you a proper life update video, I can do that. I suppose the long and short of it is, um, some time ago I moved to Germany and I'm still in Germany. I am currently working. I do have a little part-time job basically for should we say visa reasons and all these kind of bureaucratic bureaucracy things. So art has taken a bit of a back burner for me. It's much more of a hobby now for the time being anyway. I'm not committing to saying anything like set in stone. But there is hopes that in the future I will be coming back to art as at least a part-time income style thing for me. Um, so yeah, I do post still on Instagram. I still create art on most days. If not, not if not as much as I used to, but I think that's okay. I think life comes in these sort of ebbs and flows, and moments where you kind of have to adapt with the times. And that's what's kind of been going on for me. I've just been kind of going with the flow. As you can see here, panicking over the painting, pouring all of the water over it and trying to lift as much pigment as I can. I don't even think it was that bad now I'm watching it again, but if you're an artist, you know what it's like in the moment where you're just kind of get carried away with things and maybe stressed and panicked, and that's just a part of it. But I will say that with the kind of bureaucracy things and making art more of a hobby, for the time being, it has given me a bunch of liberation in a way. And I was doing a lot of focusing on making art as a full-time job, and I think there's a part of me that is ashamed, and I'm sure that I'm not going to be the only one feeling like this, but I always thought that I could do better. And, was I working hard enough? Was I making enough artwork? Was I, doing well enough? And then I feel like I pushed so hard for the full-time art thing. And I feel like because of the way that it's, completely unrelated, but the way that bureaucracy works here, I had to give something up, and I had to give up this full-time art thing, which, any motivation, any momentum I had for being like freelance full time, it just dissipated, and I ended up in quite a mentally challenging spot where I was doubting myself and frustrated at everything and everyone, and I was mad that I couldn't keep doing this as my passion job and make it my career. And it's life, it throws spanners in the works, and at the time I was really mad. I was really angry at everything. And sometimes I feel it now where I just wish that I had a bit more freedom. But I think the important thing is that you kind of have to remember, or I have to remember, that just because the times change and different opportunities arise and you have to adapt, it doesn't mean you have to give something up. So that's where I'm at with my artwork now. Is I'm trying to play more. I'm trying to use different media. I'm trying to learn and improve my style, and that, when things settle bureaucratically, I'll be able to really jump in and make art, at least as a side job or side thing, a little pocket money earner eventually when the time comes. But I'm still making art, and that's the main thing. And I thought, well, I can get back into making YouTube as well, because YouTube, it can be a hobby and it can be a part of it, and I could make things to share with people and whatever. But I'm not necessarily doing it for any other reason other than it's fun. And I've got a job that means my life is stable, and I think some of that shame comes in there too, because I feel like I gave up, and I feel like, I let myself down. I've let everyone else down by having to turn back to a career, or not necessarily, not even a career. It's like a part-time job that keeps me going, covers the bills and all the important things. But trying to get rid of that shame at least, and also remember that I'm not the only person in the world who's had to make changes. And I suppose if you're going through something similar and there's any doubt or anything in your mind, I guess this is kind of a message for you in a weird kind of way. I don't want you doubting yourself in the way that I've been doubting myself. And just because, you might have had to make a change now, it's temporary. And it doesn't mean that you have to give something up entirely. You can still do it for fun, or you can do it because it brings you joy and there's no other pressure on it. So I suppose that's nice. Yeah, I asked you whether you wanted a life update video, and then you got one, so you're welcome. It's not quite the extent of everything, but it's good to chat. And I hope you enjoyed watching this little video of me using Tom Studio Artist series. I will actually list everything that I used in the description, so if you do want to grab something for yourself, there is a little discount there for you too. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. And I hope that I'll start making more videos more frequently. So thank you, and I'll see you again very soon.